Elias Ward stepped out of the docking ramp and stretched his arms after the long journey through deep space. He had traveled before, but Valora Station was different. This place was not built by humans alone. It was a shared project between Earth and the Orixian people, an elegant, crystal-skinned species known for discipline, logic, and careful formal manners. For Elias, who was friendly, open, and sometimes too casual for his own good, working here would be a new experience entirely. He looked around with curiosity as he entered the main hangar. The walls looked like smooth white stone, but they were actually a living alloy that reacted to sound and light. Blue lines pulsed across the floor, marking safe walkways for different kinds of species. Small floating drones drifted overhead, scanning cargo and assisting workers. The air carried a quiet humming sound, like a giant musical instrument tuning itself. Elias took a slow breath, trying to take everything in at once. He had always admired the Orixians from afar. Their bodies were elegant and tall, their skin shimmering like polished gemstones. When they walked, their footsteps barely made a sound. They communicated mostly through calm voices and subtle color shifts across their skin. Changes that reflected emotion, although most Orixians hid those shifts well. As he walked farther into the hangar, he noticed the Orixians watching him with polite curiosity. Humans were still new on the station, after all. Elias carried a small toolkit at his side, the same one he had used during countless engineering jobs back on Earth. Despite the alien environment, the tools felt familiar in his hands. Like loyal friends, a soft, chiming voice called out to him. "Engineer Ward?" He turned and saw her, Serenia. He had been briefed about her during the communication exchange last week. Serenia was one of the Orixian cultural liaisons, responsible for assisting human workers with rules, schedules, and station customs. What Elias had not been told, however, was how striking she looked in person. Her skin shifted gently between calm shades of pale blue and silver. Her eyes, glowing faintly like polished opal, studied him with composed steadiness. Her posture was straight, graceful, almost like a dancer trained in old traditions. Even her uniform, white with crystalline patterns, shone under the station lights. Elias froze for a moment, not out of fear, but because he had never met someone who looked quite like her. She approached him with quiet confidence. "I am Serenia, appointed to guide you on your first day. Welcome to Valora Station." Her voice was soft, smooth, controlled. Elias smiled politely and nodded. "Thank you. I'm glad to be here." She tilted her head as if examining his tone. Orixians often studied emotional intent closely. It was a normal part of their communication style. Elias followed her through the hangar. Workers moved around them, loading equipment, repairing small shuttles, and checking energy consoles. Orixian guards stood at attention near the main entrance, their uniforms accented with bands of glowing crystal. Serenia pointed to a console in the distance. "Your first task will be to inspect the atmospheric control panel. Human tools are needed because the system was not originally designed for our physiology." Elias nodded again. "Got it. I'll take a look." As they walked side by side, Elias glanced at Serenia. She looked focused, her skin shimmering faintly in a cold, steady hue. Maybe Orixians always looked like that, he thought. Calm, composed, professional. But even so, he could not help noticing how the light hit her crystal-like face in a way that almost made her glow. He cleared his throat, and before he could think about cultural differences, he simply said the first thing that came naturally to him. "You look beautiful today." Serenia stopped walking. Not slowed, not hesitated. Stopped entirely. Her entire body froze, like someone had pressed pause. The calm blue and silver across her skin suddenly flashed into a bright burst of gold. Pink and soft green, colors shifting so quickly Elias had no idea what they meant. But every Oryxian nearby saw it, and they all reacted at once. 3 Oryxian guards took a step forward instinctively, their eyes widening. A few workers turned sharply in surprise. One collided with a cart of tools, sending them clattering loudly on the floor. Even the floating drones paused in the air for a moment, as if sensing something unusual. Elias blinked. Did I say something wrong? Serenia still wasn't moving. Her hands trembled slightly, her skin glowing like a prism catching sunlight. The bright colors looked nothing like her calm, steady appearance from moments before. She stared at Elias with wide eyes, as if hearing the words repeated over and over inside her mind. Finally she spoke, but her voice was different, softer, almost uncertain. You addressed me with that phrase? Elias raised a hand awkwardly. Yes. Sorry if that was too casual. Humans say that sometimes. I just thought you looked nice. Serenia's colors flashed again, brighter this time, and Elias stepped back involuntarily, unsure whether he had just complimented her or stepped on some ancient cultural rule that he didn't know about. The nearest Oryxian guard approached with a careful expression. His skin was shifting in faint, confused shades of purple. Human Elias Ward, are you aware of the significance of the phrase you spoke? Significance? Elias scratched his head. It's just a compliment. The guard's eyes widened the way a human might widen theirs during a shocking revelation. He looked between Elias and Serenia as though unsure which one needed protection. Elias suddenly felt as if everyone's eyes were on him. Serenia stood motionless, glowing in colors humans were not taught to interpret. Her hands slowly came together in front of her chest, an Oryxian gesture usually associated with either deep respect or deep emotion. Elias swallowed. Serenia, did I offend you? She finally exhaled, a long, shaky breath that caused her colors to settle slightly into warm pinks and soft gold. When she spoke again, her voice had a gentle quiver he had not heard before. You spoke a phrase used only with great meaning in Oryxian culture. It is not something said lightly. But I didn't mean anything complicated, Elias said quickly. It was just, humans may speak casually, she said, but Oryxians do not. We reserve such words for someone we wish to honor. Elias blinked again, feeling his face warm out of embarrassment. Honor? No, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything. I just meant you look, nice. The guard stepped closer. Among our people, describing someone as beautiful acknowledges inner strength, harmony of spirit, and rare emotional resonance. It is spoken only between bonded pairs or in rituals of deep recognition. Elias's eyes widened. Bonded pairs? Wait, I didn't... Before he could finish, Serenia stepped forward, lifting a hand gently. Stop. Let him speak. Her voice carried a calm firmness, even if her colors still trembled with confusion. Elias tried to explain again, slower this time. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Humans say compliments as a sign of friendliness. We don't attach serious bonds to them. I meant it in a friendly, respectful way. Serenia looked at him for several long moments. Her glowing colors slowly dimmed to softer shades, though they did not vanish completely. The whole hangar remained quiet, watching the two of them as if something rare and delicate was happening. Finally, Serenia turned to the guards. Stand down. There is no danger. The guards bowed slightly and stepped back. She faced Elias again. Your intention was not harmful. It was honest. But honesty, when combined with such a phrase, carries great weight among us. Elias could only nod helplessly. I'll be more careful. Really. Serenia studied him carefully. Her expression grew thoughtful, almost gentle, which surprised him. I believe you, but your words triggered a reaction in me I did not expect. Her skin shimmered again in soft colors that reminded Elias of sunlight passing through a window. I apologize if I caused you trouble, Elias said. No apology is required, she replied quietly. I am simply unused to such directness. It startled me, but not in an unpleasant way. Her voice sounded slightly warmer than before. Elias couldn't tell if that was good or bad, but at least she didn't seem angry. Serenia took a steady breath. We will continue with your orientation, but you must understand, my response was instinctive. Eryxian emotion shows through color. I could not hide it. It's okay, Elias said with a small smile. It was kind of beautiful. Her colors brightened again, softer than before. Not chaotic, more like a quiet glow. She turned away, trying to regain her composure. Let us proceed. They walked together to the atmospheric console. The hangar slowly returned to normal activity, though several Eryxians kept sneaking glances at Elias and Serenia. Elias felt strangely embarrassed, yet also curious. Serenia looked composed again, but her colors still carried traces of warmth. Warmth he had apparently caused without even trying. As they approached the console, Serenia spoke softly. I would like to understand human customs more clearly. Perhaps you can teach me. Elias smiled. I'd like that. She glanced at him with shimmering eyes, then quickly looked away, an action he suspected was unusual for an Eryxian. Whatever reaction he had triggered, it was something unexpected, and maybe something important. Elias woke early the next morning, still thinking about the strange incident in the hangar. He had not expected a simple compliment to create such a strong reaction. Humans gave compliments easily. It was part of being friendly. But for the Eryxians, the meaning behind certain words was much deeper, almost sacred. He didn't fully understand it yet, but the memory of Serenia's shifting colors stayed with him. They had been bright, warm, almost beautiful. He walked through the quiet corridor leading to the main hall. Valora Station glowed softly in the early cycle light. The walls pulsed with a gentle rhythm, like the place itself was waking up. Elias felt a mix of nervousness and curiosity. He wondered if Serenia would act differently around him after yesterday. He wondered if she was upset, or embarrassed, or simply confused. When he entered the main hall, he found several Eryxian elders standing in a circle. Their tall, shimmering figures were easy to recognize. Their skin colors were calm, controlled, shades of soft gray and blue, showing no strong emotion. A few younger workers stood to the side, whispering politely among themselves. When the elders noticed him, their eyes followed him with quiet intensity. Elias felt like he had walked into a room during an important meeting. Before he could turn around, the eldest among them spoke. Engineer Elias Ward, please step forward. His heart skipped. He took a careful breath and approached them. Their expressions were unreadable, but their calm voices held authority. Another elder spoke. We heard a report about an unusual interaction between you and Liaison Serenia yesterday. Elias felt the heat rise in his face. It was an accident. I didn't mean to cause trouble. The first elder nodded slowly. We understand this. Still, it is necessary for us to clarify certain matters. The phrase you used carries cultural significance among our people. Elias lifted his hands slightly, trying to show respect. I had no idea. Humans use compliments differently. Honestly, I didn't realize it meant anything important to you. One of the elders stepped closer, his eyes studying Elias with deep interest. Humans speak with a kind of openness that we are unfamiliar with. Your words reached Serenia strongly, more strongly than she expected. Her emotional display was witnessed by many. Elias swallowed. "I'm sorry if that caused problems." "It did not cause problems," the elder replied. "It caused questions." The room went silent. Elias waited, unsure what to say. A different elder asked gently, "Do you understand the meaning behind calling an Eryxian beautiful?" "No," Elias admitted. The elders exchanged slow glances. It was unusual for them, like a silent conversation. The first elder explained, "Among us, beauty refers not only to appearance, it refers to purity of energy, harmony of mind, and strength of heart. Only someone who senses such qualities deeply in another would speak of it. It is a phrase used for admiration, respect, or emotional connection." Elias blinked. "But I meant it in a simple human way." "We know," the elder said. But Serenia did not. She reacted instinctively. Real emotion is difficult for us to hide. Elias remembered her bright colors, almost glowing. He had surprised her, but it didn't seem like she had been hurt, just overwhelmed. One of the elders stepped closer. "We wish to ask you something honestly. Did you speak the phrase with some deeper intention, even unconsciously?" Elias shook his head quickly. "No, I only meant to be kind. Serenia looked nice. I wasn't trying to start some big emotional ritual or anything." The elders all nodded slowly, accepting his answer. After a moment of silence, the lead elder spoke again. "Very well. We appreciate your honesty. Serenia requested permission to speak with you herself." Elias felt his chest tighten a little, not from fear, more from anticipation. The elders stepped aside, and Serenia walked into the hall. Her posture was straight as always, but Elias noticed something different. Her colors were softer today, pale lavender mixed with silver. Her eyes carried a quiet brightness that wasn't there yesterday. She approached him slowly. "Elias?" He nodded. "Serenia." The elders watched quietly but did not interfere. Serenia stopped only a few steps from him. "I asked them for a chance to speak to you. I felt it was necessary." Elias tried not to seem too nervous. "I'm glad. I wanted to talk too." Her skin shimmered gently like a soft reflection. "Yesterday when you spoke those words, I reacted with confusion. I did not expect such direct expression. It unsettled me, but it also made me curious." "Curious about what?" Elias asked carefully. "About humans," she said. "And about you." Elias blinked. "Me? Why me?" Serenia took a slow breath, as if organizing her thoughts. "Humans speak freely from the heart. We do not. We measure every word. We hide our emotions, even from ourselves sometimes." "When you said what you said, I felt something honest, something pure, and I did not understand it." Elias felt strangely relieved. At least she didn't think he had insulted her. Serenia continued, her voice steady but gentle. "I wish to learn more about how humans communicate. I wish to understand what inspired your words." A soft murmur spread through the younger Eryxians nearby. The elders remained calm, but they were clearly listening closely. Elias smiled lightly. "I can teach you, if you want." Her colors warmed slightly. "I would appreciate that." One elder stepped forward again. "We permit it. Perhaps this exchange will help both our peoples understand each other better." Serenia bowed her head respectfully. Elias did the same, unsure if it was the right gesture, but trying anyway. The elders left the hall, and soon the large room became quiet again. Only Elias and Serenia remained, standing at the center of the massive space. Serenia looked at him with a gentler expression. "Will you walk with me?" "Of course," Elias said. They began walking along the curved hallway that framed the outer edge of the station. Large, clear panels revealed a slow view of the stars outside. Nebulas swirled in the distance, soft pink and deep blue clouds drifting peacefully in the void. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Serenia said, "Among my people, we do not show emotions easily. We train ourselves to keep our colors calm. But yesterday, I could not control the reaction." "I'm sorry about that," Elias said quietly. "I didn't want to embarrass you." "You did not embarrass me," she replied. "You surprised me. And I am not used to being surprised." Elias chuckled softly. "Humans are good at surprising people." "So I am learning," she said. They continued walking slowly, light footsteps echoing softly in the quiet corridor. Serenia shifted slightly, her colors flickering in pale tones. "May I ask something personal?" "Sure," Elias said. "When you said I looked beautiful, did you mean it only as part of human politeness? Or did you mean it because you truly believed it?" Elias stopped walking. Her voice was calm, not demanding. She simply wanted an honest answer. Elias realized she needed clarity, maybe even reassurance. He nodded slowly. "I said it because I truly believed it. You looked, well, beautiful. I wasn't trying to be romantic or anything like that, but I was being honest." Serenia's colors grew brighter again, but not chaotic. Soft, warm pink and gentle gold spread across her skin. Not a shock response this time. Something calmer, something almost peaceful. "I see," she said softly. They resumed walking. "Humans find beauty easily," she said. "In nature, in people, in small things. We do not. We use that word only when we sense deep connection." "Well, maybe humans can help you see more beauty," Elias said lightly. "It's a nice thing to experience." "That is why I want to learn," Serenia replied. They reached another viewing window, this one overlooking a swirling blue star. The light reflected in Serenia's skin like shining crystals. She turned to him again. "Will you teach me human expressions? How you speak, how you share feelings, how you show honesty?" Elias nodded. "I can, and I want to." Her colors glowed faintly, a sign of approval or maybe gratitude. "Then I will teach you Eryxian expressions in return. Perhaps together we can understand each other better." Elias smiled warmly. "I'd like that." They stood side by side, watching the stars quietly. The silence between them did not feel awkward. It felt calm, curious, full of possibilities. Finally, Serenia spoke again, her voice soft. "Yesterday, your words shook me. Today, they interest me." "And tomorrow?" Elias asked, gently. Serenia didn't answer immediately. Instead, her skin shimmered in soft lavender, a color Elias had not yet seen. "Tomorrow," she said, "perhaps they will mean something more." And standing there, watching the stars, Elias felt something shift inside him too, something small, warm, and new. Elias worked quietly at his station console, the soft hum of Valora Station surrounding him like a constant, calming heartbeat. He had been on the station for several days now, and each day felt slightly different, slightly warmer since Serenia had begun spending more time with him. Their lessons, human expressions for Eryxian customs, Eryxian rituals for human habits, had slowly become part of their routine. But today felt different. He sensed it the moment he stepped into the engineering bay. The air felt heavier, the lights dimmer, and the normally calm Eryxian workers were moving with stiff, quick motions. Their skin showed faint but unmistakable streaks of worry, deep blue and sharp violet. Something was wrong. Elias had barely placed his toolkit down before a young Eryxian approached him. The worker's voice was tense. "Engineer Ward, you must report to the central control chamber immediately." Elias straightened. "Why? What happened?" "The ancient core reactor is unstable," It is reacting unpredictably. Serenia is already there. That was all Elias needed to hear. He grabbed his tools and ran. As he raced through the curved halls, he saw more Oryxians moving quickly, speaking in low, nervous voices. Their colors flashed in shades of fear he had not seen before. Whatever was happening, it wasn't small. It wasn't routine. The Oryxians were a calm people. Seeing them like this told Elias everything he needed to know. When he reached the control chamber, 2 guards stepped aside urgently, letting him pass. Inside, the atmosphere was tense. Screens showed rapidly moving numbers. Graphs spiked unpredictably. The heart of the station, the old Oryxian energy core, was pulsing unevenly, sending unstable energy patterns through the structure. And Serenia stood in the center of the room, surrounded by elders and technicians. Her colors were unsteady, flickering between silver and sharp blue. She was calm on the outside, but Elias could see the strain in her expression. She noticed Elias and immediately turned toward him. "I am glad you came. We need your help." Elias stepped closer, speaking without hesitation. "What's happening?" One elder answered, "The core reactor was built many generations ago using technology that cannot be adjusted easily. It was awakened again when humans joined the project, but now its energy is misaligned. It is overheating." Elias stared at the numbers. "If it overheats too much, it will collapse," Serenia said quietly, "and the collapse will spread through the station." Elias felt his chest tighten. "How long do we have?" "Not long," an elder replied. Elias turned toward Serenia. "What do you need me to do?" She stepped closer to him, her eyes bright with a mixture of fear and determination. "Your tools and experience might allow you to adjust parts of the energy channeling we cannot reach. The system was not designed for our hands or our temperature range, but you can access the inner stabilizer." Elias nodded quickly. "Show me the access point." Serenia led him to a small hatch at the back of the chamber. It was shaped in a way that fit neither human nor Oryxian design comfortably, a reminder of its ancient origins. When Elias opened the hatch, hot air rushed out, and the glow inside pulsed unevenly like a beating heart under stress. He pulled out his scanning device. "The temperature is climbing too fast. The stabilizer is blocked or damaged." Serenia stood beside him. "Can it be repaired?" "Maybe," Elias said, "but I need more information." Serenia moved to another console, her fingers gliding over the crystal-like interface, pulling up old schematics and energy flow charts. Elias crouched beside the hatch, studying the inner components. Sparks flickered dangerously. As he worked, he spoke quickly. "This technology is incredible, but it's like mixing 2 different languages. The reactor responds to energy patterns like a living thing." "That is because it is alive," Serenia said, without looking away from the console. Elias froze. "Alive?" "It is a living alloy, grown and shaped by our ancestors," she explained. "It responds to emotions, to harmony, to focus." She paused, her colors flickering nervously. "It senses fear, too." Elias understood immediately. "If everyone on the station is afraid, the core feels it." "Yes," Serenia said quietly, "and it reacts with instability." Elias glanced around the room. The technicians, the elders, everyone was tense. The air itself felt fragile. He looked at Serenia. "Then we need to calm it, and fast." Serenia took a slow breath. "We will try." Elias continued working inside the hatch. He loosened a jammed connector, redirected a cable, cleared dust-like particles that clung to the crystalline surfaces. The station vibrated under his hands as if it could feel his touch. But fixing the physical damage wasn't enough. The core pulsed again, dangerously. Serenia stepped closer, her voice low. "Its emotional state is still unstable. It needs harmony." Elias looked up. "How do we give harmony to a living machine?" Serenia knelt beside him. "We focus. We breathe. We stay calm. But everyone out there is panicking, Elias said. They will follow our example, Serenia replied. We must set the tone. Elias nodded slowly. For a moment he and Serenia sat together beside the glowing core, watching it pulse with chaotic light. The sound of alarms faded into the background. The world narrowed to just the two of them and the unsteady heartbeat of the station. Serenia placed her hand gently on the edge of the hatch. Her colors softened, slowly shifting into calming shades of lavender. Elias did not fully understand the meaning of the colors, but he felt the change. The air grew less tense. Even the core seemed to pulse a little more steadily. Elias took a deep breath. Okay, let's do this together. Serenia looked at him. Together. She closed her eyes, controlling her breathing, letting her colors flow in slow, peaceful rhythm. Elias tried to match her calmness. He focused on steady movements, gentle adjustments, and not rushing. The core responded. The pulsing slowed slightly. Serenia whispered softly, "It is listening." Elias worked faster now, guided not only by logic but by instinct. He tightened connectors, rerouted energy flow, and used his human touch to stabilize parts the Oryxians physically could not handle. As he worked, Serenia whispered low phrases in her own language. They sounded like songs, each note smooth and pure. Her voice carried harmony, the kind the core needed. When Elias finished the final adjustment, the core pulsed again, this time brighter, steadier. Serenia opened her eyes, and her colors glowed like soft sunrise light. "You did it," she said gently. "No," Elias corrected, breathing heavily. "We did it." She held his gaze for a long moment. Then, slowly, her hand moved closer to his, the gesture small, uncertain, but full of meaning. Before either of them could speak, an elder approached. "The readings are stabilizing," he said. "You have saved the station. Both of you." Elias stepped back, letting out a sigh of relief. "Glad it worked." The elder bowed his head. "Your instincts, your sincerity, they calm the core. Humans possess a strange but powerful form of energy." Elias laughed lightly. "We call it heart." Serenia looked at him with soft eyes. "You used it well," the elder continued, "and Serenia, your harmony guided it. You worked as one. Perhaps this is the future we hoped for." Serenia's colors warmed. "Elias showed me something humans do without thinking, honest emotion. I only followed what I learned." Elias rubbed the back of his neck. "Well, I learned something too. Oryxian calmness is stronger than it looks." Serenia smiled, softly, subtly, but real. As the tension in the room faded, Oryxian workers exhaled with relief, their colors returning to soft, peaceful tones. The station felt lighter again, almost grateful. Elias and Serenia walked out of the chamber side by side. They didn't speak much, but they didn't need to. There was a new connection between them, something made not by accident, but by trust, teamwork, and the strange harmony between human heart and Oryxian spirit. When they reached the quiet hallway, Serenia finally turned to him. "You helped me understand humans better," she said, "not just through words, but through action." Elias smiled. "And you helped me understand your people too." She stepped a little closer. "Your compliment, the one that startled me, I think I understand it better now." Elias felt his chest warm. "Do you?" Serenia nodded slowly, her colors glowing like dawn. "Because today," she said softly, "I saw your strength. And in our culture, inner strength is beautiful." Elias didn't know what to say, but he felt the meaning clearly, and somewhere deep within the station, the living core pulsed steadily, calm again, reflecting the harmony newly formed between them. Part 4 begins with a quiet moment, something rare on the alien ship. The halls are calm. The engines hum like a soft heartbeat. And Ren walks beside Liara as they return from the council chamber. Both are tired, but there is a subtle warmth around them, as if the tension of earlier days has finally started to fade. Liara walks slowly, thinking deeply. Her long steps are usually confident and quick, but today she seems lost in thought. Ren notices it. He has learned enough about her to know that silence from Liara is not boredom. It is worry, curiosity, or something she is trying to understand. He gives her a gentle smile. "You're thinking again," he says lightly. She glances at him. "You always know." "Well," he replies, "you make a face when you're confused." She stops walking. "I do not make a face." He laughs softly. "You do." Liara twists her lips in a way that shows stubbornness, but inside she is amused. She has never met a human before, and after everything that happened, the misunderstandings, the surprise reactions, the unexpected bond, she still finds Ren unpredictable. Humans are unpredictable. That is what surprises her the most. They reach the observation deck. The glass wall stretches across the room and shows the endless stars. A nebula glows far away, painting the room in soft blue light. Liara steps forward and places her hand on the glass as if she is touching the sky itself. Ren stands beside her quietly. He knows this place means something to her. She told him once that she came here as a child to imagine different worlds. Now she is looking at Earth's star map on the screen, a small blue dot surrounded by darkness. "He meant it," she says finally. Ren blinks. "Who meant what?" "The council elder," she replies. "He said that humans frighten him. He said humans change things. He said humans do not understand how powerful their words can be." Ren crosses his arms. "I don't think he meant it as an insult." "I know. That is the problem." Liara breathes out slowly, her chest rising and falling. "Humans are different. When you speak, it changes the air around you. When you smile, people pay attention. When you say something kind, people react strongly." He looks down, almost embarrassed. "I didn't mean to cause trouble." Liara turns toward him, her eyes gentle. "Ren, your words were not trouble. They only surprised me because no one ever said them that way before. Not with that honesty." She pauses. "And now everything is changing." He steps closer, careful and calm. "Not everything." She looks at him again, really looks this time. Her expression is soft, unsure, and hopeful. "Then what is not changing?" Ren answers with a steady voice. "Us." Those simple words make her freeze. Not in fear, not in confusion, in realization. She had been trying to understand her reactions for days. Why his compliment shocked her so much, why her heart beat faster around him, why she felt safe when she should have felt threatened. Now she finally understands. She steps forward gently. "Ren, may I ask something?" "Anything," he answers. "When you said I was beautiful, did you say it because you wanted something in return?" He shakes his head instantly. "No, I said it because it was true." Something inside her chest softens completely. No fear. No defense, only trust. "And when you stood beside me in the council chamber, when you defended my people, when you called me brave, was that also honest?" He nods again without hesitation. "Yes." Liara breathes out. It feels like releasing a weight she carried for years. For the first time, she lets herself show what she truly feels. "Then I must tell you something," she says quietly. Ren waits. "When I reacted the first time you spoke those words, I was surprised because beauty is not something I ever thought I possessed. My people do not use that word the way humans do. We do not see ourselves through that lens." She touches her chest lightly. "But when you said it, I believed it for a moment. His heart warms. You should believe it all the time. She smiles slowly, naturally, and this time, she does not hide it. Ren feels the warmth spread through him. The moment is quiet, but powerful. A soft alarm chimes. The ship's AI interrupts. Approaching Earth's orbit. Ren and Liara straighten. The calm moment ends, replaced by something more serious but hopeful. Earth comes into view through the glass. Blue oceans, white clouds, and green land. Small, fragile, beautiful. Liara stares in wonder. She has seen Earth in holograms, but the real thing is different. It is alive, she whispers. Ren feels proud. Yeah, it is. They walk to the landing bay, where a small Earth ship waits to bring them down to the planet's surface. Several human officers stand ready, looking nervous because an alien commander is about to walk among them for the first time. Liara senses their tension, but she stays calm. She glances at Ren, as if asking silently, "Are they afraid of me?" He answers softly, "They're just unsure. Give them time." She nods. "I can do that." The shuttle ride to Earth is quiet. Liara looks out the window the whole time, trying to understand this new world. Ren watches her, admiring the way she tries to understand everything before judging it. When they land, a small team approaches. The air is warm, the ground solid, and the scent of Earth's soil surprises Liara. She takes a deep breath. It feels real in a way that space never did. A human officer greets them. "Welcome to Earth." Liara puts her hand on her chest, a sign of respect from her culture. "Thank you." The group begins walking toward the base entrance. Ren walks beside Liara, but their steps feel more connected than before. They move with quiet confidence, like partners facing something unknown together. Inside the base, scientists and officers gather in a meeting room. Liara stands tall and respectful. Ren stands beside her, ready to support her if she needs it. A human general speaks first. "We want peace. Our world is ready to work with yours," Liara replies calmly. "And my people want the same." Then she glances at Ren. "It was he who taught me that understanding begins with simple words." Ren smiles faintly, embarrassed but touched. The meeting continues for hours. Plans are made, misunderstandings are cleared, and the foundation of a new alliance is formed. Ren and Liara answer questions together, explain cultural differences, and build trust between their worlds. When the meeting ends, evening sunlight shines through the windows. Ren leads Liara outside, where the sky glows orange and gold. She looks up, mesmerized. "This is beautiful," she says softly. He watches her, not the sky. "It is." She notices his gaze and turns toward him. She steps closer, confidence returning to her voice. "Ren, today I learned something important." "What did you learn?" "That your words changed my life. But more than that..." She pauses, choosing her next words carefully. "I realized I want you to stay in it." Ren takes a slow breath. The air feels warmer, the world quieter. "I'm not going anywhere," he says. A gentle wind moves between them. Liara lifts her hand slowly and holds his, not in a dramatic or sudden gesture, but a simple, honest one, the kind he had given her since the first day. The moment is peaceful, filled with understanding, trust, and the beginning of something even stronger. Liara looks at him with soft eyes. "When you told me I looked beautiful, that was the first time I believed a human could see me clearly." Ren squeezes her hand, "And it won't be the last time." They stand there together, two worlds behind them, one future ahead. No fear, no confusion, only clarity. The sun sets and the stars appear once more. The same stars that brought them together, and the unexpected reaction that started everything becomes the beginning of a new bond, one that neither of them expected but both of them now choose.